here
I'm here
at London Museum
at London Museum to watch the documentary
about the
about the Great Pharaoh.
London.
Okay?
There you are.
Eyewitness accounts from Samuel Pepys, Thomas Vincent, and John Evelyn.
It began in the King's Baker's house on Pudding Lane.
The baker and his family felt themselves almost choked with smoke, so arose to save themselves.
In the midst of the night, fire! Fire! Many citizens start out of their sleep.
Jane called us up, about 3 in the morning, to tell us of a great fire they saw in the city.
The fire gets mastery and burns dreadfully. That night, most of the Londoners had taken their last sleep in their houses.
By and by, Jane comes and tells me that she hears above 300 houses have been burned down tonight. So I down to the waterside, and there saw a lamentable fire, everybody endeavouring to remove their goods and flinging them into the river, or bringing them into lighters that lay off. Poor people staying in their houses as long as till the very fire touched them, and then running into boats or clambering from one pair of stair by the waterside to another.
The houses tumbled from one end of the street to the other.
A strong wind spread the fire from house to house.
I did tell the King and the Duke of York what I saw, and that unless His Majesty did command houses to be pulled down, nothing could stop the fire. At last, met the Lord Mayor in Canning Street. To the King's message he cried like a fainting woman, "Lord, what can I do? I am spent. People will not obey me. I have been pulling down houses, but the fire overtakes us faster than we can do it."
Then the city did shake indeed, and the inhabitants trembled and flew away, lest the flames should devour them.
While many people concentrated on escape, some stayed to fight the fire.
Some are at work to quench the fire with water.
Others tried to stop the fire by pulling down houses.
Some are on their knees in the night, pouring out their tears before the Lord.
With one's face in the wind, you were almost burned with a shower of fire drops.
And if Monday night was dreadful, Tuesday night was more dreadful. When the greatest part of the city was consumed, many thousands who on Saturday had house now have nowhere to lay their heads.
Above 10,000 homes, all in one flame. The noise and crackling and thunder of the impetuous flames. The shrieking of women and children.
Lord, to see how the streets and highways are crowded with people, running and riding and getting of carts.
Any money is given for help. 5, 10, 20, 30 pounds for a cart.
The fire was so hot that the stones of St. Paul's Cathedral exploded and the lead melted from the roof.
Now begins the practice of blowing up of houses, which at first did frighten people more than anything. But it stopped the fire where it was done.
The wind is now hushed, the fire is withdrawing, and it burns so gently that it is not hard to be quenched.
The fire raged for 5 days before it could be stopped, and the ruined city smouldered for some time afterwards.
Our feet ready to burn, walking through the town among red-hot coals.
Although few people had died, over 13,000 houses have been destroyed and thousands of people made homeless.
I left this smoking and sultry heap. I went towards Islington and Highgate, where one might have seen 200,000 people of all ranks and degrees dispersed and laying along by their heaps of what they could save from the fire.
Most of the late inhabitants of London lie all night in the open air.
Some under tents, others under miserable huts and hovels.
The king arranged for bread to be brought each day to feed the homeless, and shopkeepers gradually began to reopen their businesses in temporary shacks among the ruins. But many Londoners had lost everything, and the rebuilding of the city was to take many years.